If I gave you my heart, would you take it? Gave you true love, would you fake it? They say that love's overrated, but I make a moment when we make it. Back and forth, killing patience. Make it make sense. He said he loved the cake.
So
be the cake mix.
Tonight, okay, we have Shantina that's going to be coming through with us, speaking with us. So I'm super excited. It's only one of us tonight. My beautiful co-host Danielle is under the weather, so we want to touch and agree with her. So we're just going to be waiting for our co-host to come in. In the meantime, enjoy the vibes. And as we wait for everyone to be able to come in. So thank you guys for tuning in. Super excited and waiting for a conversation. Alright, so we're just waiting for our guests. Thank you guys for tuning in. Alright, she's in the building. Okay, I'm super excited. Let's get this going. Alright, so let's see here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and request you and bring you right in. Oh, she's not there. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, it paused me for a second. I don't know why. But let's try to get her in the room. Alright, so I'm going to... see if I can pull her in. Here we go. The request. All right.
Hey, boo.
Hi, Queen. How are you, beautiful?
I am doing good. How are you doing? Beautiful.
Blessed and highly favored, you know.
Hello.
One more day. Oh my goodness. So listen. Oh, and I see that beautiful sunshine that fits that beautiful smile of yours.
Yes!
Oh my goodness.
Just a little sun, a little vitamin D, you know what I'm saying?
Drinking your water, minding your business, you know.
Period.
Just period. Okay. So first of all, guys, thank you so much for tuning in with us. Once again, this is our Thursday segment of Indie Talk. We are on with the beautiful, most powerful, confident, sexy, gorgeous, all the above. Okay, Queen Shantina, how are you?
Yes, Shantina. I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing great.
Good.
I'm sorry. I'm moving my phone around because I'm still trying to adjust it. But I'm doing great. I have no complaints. That's my favorite thing to say. I can't.
Listen.
It's my favorite thing to say. No complaints.
Beautiful, beautiful. So guys, we're going to get right into it. So first off, I mean, thank you so much for tuning in with us. I appreciate it. I follow your music. I follow you. You just everything. Okay. The confidence, the poise that you have, just it's everything, diva. Okay. So talk about, first of all, being from Chi-Town, okay? Talk about being from Chicago and the influence of having that rooted in you and instilling into your music and starting into the industry.
Sure. Well, Chicago is a melting pot of all different kinds of cultures, and they all influence the art out here, you know? So I mean, I just pull from all of those different influences. I grew up around them, had a bunch of different kinds of friends, been around a bunch of different kind of music, and have sung and performed a bunch of different places that feature different kinds of music. And just come across different people. And so all of that has influenced the way that I write, influenced the way that I hear music, interpret music. It obviously influences the way that I interact with people, just like wherever I go, and in the music business, period. Just because I ain't gonna say how Chicago people are, but Chicago people have a way. They have a way. So
okay,
but we just our own little you know, but yeah, so that has all influenced me always, because it's just like a Chicago culture thing. And then with just getting started here in music, or in the industry, I mean, I've done a lot of it's like a bunch of different things that have kind of like all come together and
Okay.
just created this thing. It's like I didn't realize that it was happening, but then when I did start realizing it was happening, I was a little bit more intentional. It
Mm-hmm.
became I mean, I was more successful at it, and it just kept building and
Just
building
grow.
and building from there. So yeah.
Amazing. So first
Hey
of
y'all
all,
that's in here. I'm sorry, go
so
ahead.
welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. So first off, not only are you just this multi-talented artist, you know, you're the singer, songwriter, you come from a family of
Yeah.
talented performers, singers, writers. Talk about that. And of course, we think about family, we think about families like Jackson 5 and
Uh-huh.
or oh my
Right,
gosh, so
all the
many other,
greats,
all the greats.
the
Um
clocks, the
yeah,
Winans,
yes.
the
talk of,
everything.
talk about coming from a musical family and also building y'all together.
Uh-huh.
And was there moments where it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm so sick of y'all, like geez, I just
Uh,
want to
well, I'm doing this interview in the car right now, and just to have a quiet space, just because we all have our own personalities, we all have our own, um, creative spurts and
mm,
ways that we want to communicate with each other and all of that stuff. But it's all worked together in the end. So it's like pushed us to kind of be together. So being in a community of people who do sort of the same thing as you, and because I know that I have like a lot of friends who do music, and they're like the only one in their family who does music, or
mm,
or like they never really came from that background, but like now they're doing it. And I feel like I was very fortunate to have, or to grow up in a situation where I had a community of people that helped me grow
mm.
individually, and then helped me learn to be in a collective and grow that way too, because both are equally important. Um, and then, yeah, it just helped me cultivate my craft even more, go even harder. My family talks a lot about being excellent and being absolutely amazing and at what you do, no matter where you're doing it, how you're doing it, what scale. They always talk about doing things at your absolute best. So that's always pushed me and helped me. And yeah, and then I just love my family. My family is really warm. Of course,
That is
I like
good.
people ask, do we like sing and stuff at family events? Like, yes, like that, like,
Y'all the
yeah. So, and I love
headliners.
stuff like that. So,
Beautiful, beautiful. And not only that, I mean, you got like it's multi talents in the family, and then of course you're a part of the Low Sisters.
yes, yes.
So
My
please, I mean,
sisters,
please, talk to us about
my
that.
sisters, they are so amazing. But first of all, I mean, well, we started singing together when we was real young. We all started singing at really young ages. I started singing at 4. Um, and yeah, we all kind of started singing around that age. But my sisters and I started singing together like when we were in our preteen years,
Hmm.
slash high school years, and we had a video go viral. It was our draws video, and that went viral or whatever. And we were also putting up just medleys of different gospel songs and stuff. My dad would arrange a medley, or I would help him arrange some, and then we would do that together. And it picked up a lot of traction on social media, and we were doing a bunch of stuff, singing around the country and doing more videos. It was really, really nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. And you guys, I mean, as of now, you still perform and it still have that good connection. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Um, so I want to talk about um so even though family come from this talented family, you have that talent. When did you start feeling like, okay, you know what, I want to start really getting a little bit more serious on for myself on just my projects? Like not saying that you're intentionally going solo, but you're working on
Hmm.
music for yourself and giving your audience like a lot of R&B sensation vibes, relaxed, cool,
Yeah.
sexy, confident music. So when did you decide that this is the point I need to start focusing on? myself?
Well, it's kind of like two parts to that question. So like the first half would be that I started really doing like Shantina's stuff in like 2016 when I released my first project, Stu Vibes.
Yeah.
And then when I put that out, that just kind of like came together by accident because I was in my auntie's living room with like my cousin, my boyfriend, um, oh well, a bunch of my cousins, my siblings would be in there, and then we was just like putting stuff together. I would send my cousin a song that I wrote, and then he made a beat to it, and then we were just kind of messing around, and then we recorded like in the living room or whatever, and then it kind of like songs just came together, and we ended up getting the mix and master, boom, project. So that's like
Oh,
the
wow.
professional answer. But when I realized that I wanted to actually go after this is when I realized that well, who I am, I just hey, um, who I am, I know that I'm somebody that like I can work well with groups because that's how I grew up. But I know I work independently very well too, and
Hmm.
sometimes it's hard to tell me what to do. So I need to be my own boss, and since I need to be my own boss, I knew that that meant I needed to, tap into my entrepreneurial spirit and figure out how to turn my gift into dollars, and that
Mm,
is what I'm doing
I
now.
love that. Turn your gift into dollars. I love it.
Exactly, make it tangible.
Okay. So with that, you said that, because I'm kind of I want to dig a little bit because you talk. I want you to kind of talk about, because the one thing about with us here at Genius, is talk about real situations and the fact that you are working with your family. You have that love, you have that bonding, but yet you also
Mhm.
have that sometimes you can probably have that clash. Talk about, because your younger brother has actually produced some of your projects. Talk about working with your younger brother, and also like, can he pinpoint, okay, this is what Shantia really wants. This is what I'm feeling like, hit
He,
like right here.
it's the exact opposite. I let them create, or I'll be like, I have this idea,
Hmm.
or and I'll let them create, and then how that turns out, I'll bounce off of them, and then we just like continue to bounce
Mm.
off of each other. But he busy, so not just playing. He real easy to work with. I mean, he knows music very well. He's super super creative. So um yeah, yes, bring that here. Bring that here. They got my coffee. I need that.
Oh.
um, thank you. All right. But yeah, he knows music really really well. And he been doing it for a little while. He been playing keys since he was like 8. So
Mm,
I really really trust his ear, and I trust his creativity and stuff. So it's been
wonderful.
easy. Like thankfully, it's been
That's
easy. I mean, he get
good.
on my nerves, but it's still like as far as the music, I don't really
Mhm.
have no problem with that one.
That's amazing, because sometimes you hear like a lot of artists that starts off, I grew up in the church with my family, this, and we started off this group, and then eventually it's something that kind of dissolves. But the fact
Right.
that you know how to work your individual style self, and then still be able to say, oh, I'm over here to the side with my family right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's,
Yeah.
I mean, definitely kudos.
Thank you. I really like. I think that's really important to me. So
Listen, family is key because they hold you down.
for
Okay.
real, for real.
So my next question is that, your individual, because I've seen a lot of your videos, I've seen a lot of your covers, things that you have done, and you ooze confidence, and you're not what the industry say you should be. How do you continue to hold that industry without trying to trend to be in shape and form into what they want you or what you should be?
Um. Well, at this point, I like kind of really don't have a choice. I feel like no matter how much I try to do stuff like other people, it come out like how Shantina is gonna do it, because I just like I can't help that. And then I really have to talk to myself about that, because that is something that crosses my mind, or had
Hmm.
crossed my mind um when I was doing this. But I have to keep telling myself, like, it's okay. I'm here for a reason, and I didn't get here by being anybody else. I literally get right here just by being me, just by like letting things flow how
Mm.
they flow for Shantina. And then things just kind of came naturally like that. And so I try to hold on to that idea. So and it gives me that extra little boost whenever I feel like, damn, should I change this? Should I try to
Mm-hmm.
do, and then and some stuff, I'm inspired by a lot. I'm inspired by a lot. So I don't like just knock everything that the industry does. I like some stuff and just put my own twist on it. But yeah, I just I accept myself the way that I am, and I have confidence that other people will, or if they don't, it shouldn't bother me. That's not really my problem.
Like, oh well, Kanye's right.
Exactly. It's not my
um,
personal problem.
so, exactly. Listen,
You
because
think?
anyway,
You think?
what's about it? Because anyway, you're beautiful. You got it. You can sing. Okay. But I love that. I hands down the confidence, and I think what's important, and that other artists should definitely dig into what you're saying because that was a gem. Believe in yourself
Uh-huh.
before everyone else, because if you don't, how are you going to get the outside world to really
You
just
can't.
really dig into you? You know.
You can't.
So
Literally can't. It's
and I
impossible.
just I love the energy because I can watch a video. I can even right now just talking to you, I can feel the energy, like the goodness off of you.
Uh-huh.
So that's amazing. Um, Second, we want to get into now. Let's get into the music. Okay, I want to dig into this. So you had your single, your latest single, Straight. I want
Uh-huh.
you to talk about that, the inspiration and the songwriting, and how you really got into that process to really develop those
Yes.
words for your audience.
Okay, yeah. So the song was written by me and Nobi. So Cozy Nobi, he does like my creative direction. He produces a lot of my beats. He produced the song straight. Um, and he does a lot. I owe
Many
everybody
hats.
that. But anyway, yes. And so he knows that with me and with my music, like I usually have like a goal or just something that specific that I'm trying to say or trying to tackle that I really want the audience to understand. And with this particular song, um, it started off with him just kind of making some lyrics, but then it turned into this thing where um, it's just one of those where like we call it high vibrational. So we're trying to raise our vibrations by um, ignoring negativity. And, just because you are in disagreement with somebody or anything like that doesn't mean that
Mm-hmm.
you have to just harp on that and allow it to have power over you or whatever. You can say, okay, well, I wish you the best and I choose peace for myself in this situation. And then that's just going to be that. We don't have to do all of that other extra shit,
Right.
we're arguing. I pray you get it straight with whatever you got going on. And then whatever I got going on, I'm going to get that straight too. But, it's not going to be this confrontational thing where we perpetuating all that bad energy.
Mm.
Like, the chorus says, give all the hate away. I don't have time to perpetuate. Because I really don't. I don't have time. I don't have energy to perpetuate any of that stuff. Yeah, because it's so many other things to focus on. And there's so many positive things to focus on and so many good things that can come to you by just you choosing positivity and peace. It doesn't always have to be, it always got to be a fight. Sometimes it do. Sometimes it do got to be a fight,
Right. You pick your
but not
battles.
always. Right. But you pick
Just
your
pick your
battles and you pick
battles.
your battles wisely. And then especially just for you personally, like just choose your own peace. That's really what the song is about. Like choosing your own peace. I don't have to give anybody
Mm.
power, just because they're upsetting me or I'm upset at them. I'm still going to choose my peace. I understand what happened, you know, boom, that's
Mm.
that.
I love that. Now, does this set the tone for either your next project or what you got coming in the works? Because I love that because you give so much of that. There's just you know, look, self love, self confidence. So
Yes.
okay.
That's all what the project is including. Is including all of that, all of the good things that people can really turn to and find solace in, other than other things that they may turn to that aren't necessarily healthy or
Right.
that don't necessarily push them forward but hold them back. there are things that money can't buy, that you can really tap into, that you can find peace and happiness for. And that's really what the project is going to be centered on. It's going to get more specific than that as it goes on, but that's just the general focus. I'm just trying to be a little
I
light,
know
a
it's
little diet,
trying to be a little discreet on it. Okay,
little diet.
gotcha. Now, okay, so and I kind of want you. This next question is more, or statement is more like a reflection. Talk. I want you to kind of like, do you see and feel the difference in regards to your writing and when you first dropped your EP in 2016, then you did your album in 2019, and then now in 2021?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see and feel the growth?
Oh yes. Oh hell yes. I just yeah. It's been a lot. I mean, in different ways. The musicality is still there because I started off with that because that's how I grew up. But it's definitely grown more. The content has widened, broadened, and the musicality has even like gone to a better level. And not just with me personally too, like the whole collective. So all of my producers, like we all have grown together and like
Mm,
level after level kept going, kept creating and figuring out ways where we can do things better. Even as far as even down to like mixing, mastering and all that stuff, how I present the project to the audience, how I promote all of that stuff. All of that is what I've worked on since putting out my very first project, because that just kind of came together by accident, and we just threw it out and was like, "Oh, y'all, here goes some music that we made. Listen."
I love it.
Yeah.
And speaking of your team, now I love this. You have the Gang Over Love.
Yes.
Okay, talk about first of all, those how much that collective means to you, and really, what is the one thing that you all have learned from each other that you feel like it's substance to really just grow and to be able to take that with any other artist that may either in the future come under you or work with you?
Mm-hmm. Well, what we learned. First I should say that you mean the world to me, y'all, because I
Love
know
it.
y'all in here. Saint is in here. He produced like that's who I really got started with. Like, and my auntie, he right there, Saint Rose La Ferrari.
Hello.
Yes, Cam, Nobi, Bez, like all of my people. Yeah, and I feel like we've learned together just to continue to adapt, keep an open mind, and to continue to just reach down in the depths, because we have like a really deep well of creativity that we still I feel like we still haven't even scratched the surface of it. I mean, I know we've been doing this
Mm,
for a while, but it's still more that can be done and more that can be created. And I feel like we always push each other to, go that extra step and see what more we can do, how we can, adapt and keep an open mind and change, with the times, with the culture, with each other, and how we're dealing with each other, because we started as kids, we grew up together. We're
right.
family, we lived in the same houses and spent the night over each other's houses and stuff, so it's like,
Love
we actually grew up, and adulthood is clearly much different than how we were as kids, and we just are learning to adapt to that, and then also learning to adapt to how we're creating and putting things out. So yeah,
it.
you already know, gang. You know what we need to do. Period.
I love it. The energy, yes.
Cause my gang in here, Toot in here, the gang is in here.
All right, hey gang. Woo! So, before I go into a few other questions, I want to ask you, because I know, in the beginning of the interview, you talked about how you performed, and I seen your track record. You have performed all over in Chicago. What
Correct.
would be one of your favorite Chicago venues to play in, or is there a future venue you think you will love to be able to be on stage in?
I'm gonna do both. I think my favorite. I don't know if I have. I don't know if I have a favorite, but I really enjoyed when I did a show at Bikes and Roses, and that video is actually on YouTube too. But I did a so far show at this bike place in Chicago. It's called Bikes and Roses, and it was just really cool. Like the setup was really cool, and I always enjoy when so far put their shows in all of these like weird places
Yes.
or whatever. So the bike place was really cool. The aesthetic was really nice, and I almost walked out of there with a bike. But you know, my pocket said, "What is you doing?"
What? She said, "I came to do a performance, and I'm about to get a bike."
And I'm about to
Okay.
get a bike. Okay.
I love that.
And then
Okay.
one that I would like
Yes.
to perform at.
Yes.
I probably, damn, it was on the tip of my tongue. It'll come back to me. Just ask the next question.
Gotcha. So first of all, let's talk about. I know we're in 2021, but I feel like with 2020, there's a lot that has happened to help develop artists and musicians. First of all, how was you and your family during during the 2020 year going into now?
I mean, it was negatives and positives, like it was for everybody, just adapting and learning. Adapting. Well, obviously adapting to the pandemic, and doing everything more home based. But then also like it was kind of like right on time because it just like helped strengthen our family dynamic. I keep saying, girl, you don't know. Hello, that's why you're asking me. No, but yeah, our family dynamic definitely strengthened a whole lot. And then just our mindsets, financially, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, all of that. I mean, all of those things have been tested in this season, and we've learned a lot. We've learned hard lessons, and we've learned easy lessons, and have had to deal with, deaths. Have had to deal with just a bunch of stuff, and I think, yeah, we just learned how to be even more resilient. I mean, we
Amazing.
dealt with a lot up until this point, but yeah, I think it caused more resiliency and we're even more close. I mean, we were already close, but even more close. And yeah, I mean,
So you as an artist, what did you come to learn and feel like, okay, far as, putting out music? Because obviously live shows wasn't happening. It's not like you were able to book and go fly out and just be on tour.
mm-hmm,
So talk about, what you had to learn to reshape
mm-hmm.
yourself as an artist.
Yeah, I definitely had to reinvent myself or my approach to social media, because now I feel like that's kind of the focus. And definitely for artists, it's a lot of really good opportunities on there, for you to create wealth for yourself and to share your art with more people, to be creative and be inspired and all of that stuff. So yeah, I just shifted my focus, I guess, to my social media, and how I portray myself on there and what I really want to say on there, and then just trying new things, learning how to create more, use more, what do you call them? I mean, they're just like apps or whatever. Just being like more creative and seeing how I can step out of the box and do
Yeah, just
different stuff with
developing more
my content.
content.
Yeah. Like how can I be creative, because I didn't have a huge budget, and yeah, I really just was doing stuff with my phone. So I had to learn how to do that. And then what really helped though was my manager kind of brought us, shout out to Lyrical. I don't even know if she's still in here, but
Shout
shout out
out
to
to
her. Shout out
Lyrical.
to Lyrical Miracle Spiritual. She got all of us together, and just yeah, we all just kind of strategized ways to keep things going on social media and keep a presence, that can keep our audience, our listeners interested, even though they can't see us live and in person anymore. And yeah, a lot of good ideas came from that. A lot of good freestyles, a lot of good writing, a lot of good collabs, and a lot of new skills that I personally picked up, and the team picked up. Yeah, all of that came from it, and that really helped. Yeah. Hey, Lyrical.
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 Hello, shout out to your management, definitely.
Yes.
And so once again, like I said, I just thank you so much for coming through, saying
Yeah.
so much, giving such good
Are you
energy.
kidding me?
I
Thank y'all for
love it.
having me. What?
So my question, the second to last question, is that with everything that you had went through, you experienced not only for yourself but also with your family. What has been the biggest sacrifice that you had to make in this journey?
That's a good question. Um, the biggest sacrifice. I think it might be my urge to like want to be in a classroom and teach, or like be in front of students and teach. I mean, I still
Mm,
do. And like I'll still vocal coach and stuff and do that. But like I feel like I definitely had to choose between really being there in front of students and helping them create their gifts and inspiring them to become better humans. And yeah, but I've had to put that down because that's very time consuming, and this
mhm.
also requires a lot of time and energy and sacrifice. But I miss that a lot. I be missing directing choirs. I be missing teaching kids musical directing musicals. I be missing all of that. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Aw. And I'm
It's
quite sure
okay.
with everything that you have going on, it'll there'll be something developed where it'll all merge
Yeah, it'll
together.
merge. It most certainly will, and I hold on to that as well. So yeah.
And then there's one thing I know, you have your degree in theater and film.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So I want to know, do you see a future in either TV or movie, film, anything of that nature? Because like I said, I just love how your personality, I see you just pop out. Like,
I probably will. I miss being on stage. That's another big sacrifice. I miss being like doing live theater. And yeah, but I definitely do see myself doing it in the future when I really have gotten my music to a place where I'm like, okay, just hold right here for 1 second. I'm just gonna step
mm,
over here just for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. When I feel like I can get to that place, then I'm gonna move on over there. But the opportunities keep coming for me to do live theater, so who knows? It may be closer, but for right now, music is kind of the focus, and then it'll be there in the future. It really will,
uh,
most certainly will.
I look forward to all that you're doing. Okay.
Period.
So,
Period.
period. Queen, keep doing it. So I just want to say thank you so much for coming through. And if there's and please let the audience know where they can find you, all the above. And if there's any encouraging words you would like to give to artists that who are out here that's starting off and looking
Mhm.
to build, and provide any encouragement you may can.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, you guys can find me in the top left corner. Shantina, right? Can't you? I don't know. And Instagram be updated. But
Yeah.
my name is Shantina Lene everywhere. SHANTINA LYNET. But for artists, I mean, in creatives in general, actually, I feel like we all are creatives. Like everybody is a creator. Like we all create our lives. So like we're all
Mhm.
creators. So really for those who are really trying to find that space and figure out what it is they want to do, just get to know yourself first. Get to know what it is you want to do and what your purpose is. My manager always say that to us too. You need to figure out what your purpose is, and why you're doing what you're doing, and then what space you want to take while you're doing that. Because then that will clear a lot of things up, and it will clear like the steps up for you to take, or it'll become more, or it'll become easier for you to take steps forward, because like you'll know in which direction you'll be able to go. Like your intuition can lead you
Mm.
better because you know who you are, you know what you want, um, and you know what you're here to do. So I would just suggest, yeah, just like know who you are, figure out who it is you are, figure out how. I mean, everything. Like it's so much. I'm being super super broad, but like in short, figure out who you are, figure out what you want,
All
what
right.
your
Just know
purpose is,
you.
and that's yes. And then everything else will come. Like everything else will come after that in every area, not even just with being a creative, like in your love life and um your finances. You know, figure it out what it is, what your purpose is, why you're doing what you're doing, and then things will go from there. You know, so stay at it and don't give up. Cause why would you want to do that?
Oh, period.
Period.
Listen, thank you so much. I hope those who that are tuned in and those who are going to tune in that you
Yes.
really get your notebook, your pad, and you really took some notes. Okay. Once again, thank you so much for coming through and really
Of
speaking with us. We wish you
course.
nothing but the best in all of your
Thank
endeavors.
you.
Okay.
Thank you. I received
And you
it.
have a good evening.
Yes, you do too. Thank you so much for having me.
No
Thank y'all for tuning
problem.
in. I love y'all.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Oh my goodness, that was so amazing. Guys, so if you have not followed Shantia, please go, please go follow her. The latest single she has, her EP, and her album, 10,000 Hours, that's of her latest single, Straight, like she's just described. Just amazing. So please go follow, support our independent artists. They need our support. Also, please check out our Spotify playlist. All of the music, all the artists that we interview, all of the artist music we feature are on our playlist. So please go support. Okay, we can't ask any more. But guys, I thank you so much for tuning in to our Indie Talks interview. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much for all the support. Shout out to Lyrical. Shout out to the GOL team. Shantia, thank you so much for coming through. Guys, tune in to us next week. And shout out to Danielle. I miss you, boo. I know you were in the comments. So my other half of Indie Talks, she was under the weather, so we much love to her. So guys, please, you already know. And also, guys, special announcement. Our Music Mondays, we're gonna start bringing in some special guest hosts. So not only will only Danielle and I be hosting, but we also got some surprise guests that's gonna be coming through. So guys, we're gonna be dropping those flyers coming up this weekend as well. And I want to say happy Easter and happy family time to everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in. This was so dope. The conversation was amazing. I really hope that you guys really took something in what she was saying. And so this is the purpose of having these talks, just for you to be able to get the realness and just the dopeness. Once again, I am just one of your hosts, Aasha Lewis Redway, and my beautiful co-host Danielle. She will be back with us on next week. But guys, you know we always present in what? Real music, real style, and real people, and it doesn't get no realer than this. So guys, until next week, you already know what it is. Peace.